Can we have both the panelists, please? Hi, Lakavat.
Hi, Bhagyashree. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Aniket. Hi, Mehak.
Hi, Bhagyashree.
And
Hi, Aniket. Hi, everyone.
All right, so I think we're good to go and start with the webinar. So, good evening and welcome all to another very informative session on Shiksha. I'm Bhagyashree Gupta, your moderator for this session. So, the topic for today's webinar is very interesting indeed, life of an IIT student. Now, we all have heard about, the prestigious IIT institutes, and we really do agree to the value it holds, right? But do all of you really know about how life is at an IIT campus? So, to give us more insights on this, what exactly life at IIT is, I like to extend my warm welcome and welcome these two IITians who are there as our panelists. Mehak Oberoi, who is gold medalist and ex-IITian from IIT Madras, and Aniket Kumar, current student at IIT Patna. So thank you so much, both of you, for joining us here. And it is a lovely evening to have both of you here and share your experiences. Of course, two very different experiences we're going to have here because one has been there and enjoyed that life and had gone through that phase, and the other one is currently in that mode. So we'll get to know a lot and lot about IIT, and I am sure that all the students who are joining us here for this session, they are very curious and they really want to know what exactly is happening at IIT, because IIT is something they all, especially the aspirants who are, preparing hard to get into an IIT campus, really want to know about it. So let's just start off with Mehak, who has been there, a gold medalist, definitely. So Mehak, what was your overall experience at IIT Madras, which is considered as one of the premium institutes?
Thank you for that question, Bhagyashree. And everyone seems so excited in the chat. So, yeah. And coming back to your question, for me, while you are there in the IIT, it's amazing as well as stressful in a sense because, everyone there is an IITian, like you said. And everyone there is the topper of their class, is the topper of their, since the beginning of they have been introduced to the school, or not even if they're not even the topper, they are intelligent in a sense, right? That's why they are there. So you are amongst them, and they are your classmates, and you need to. Sometimes you are also in self-doubt that I might be lagging here, I might be lagging there. So in that sense, there is a lot of competition. If you think that competition is just in coaching or in school, that's not where it ends. It actually, once you're in it, you get to know that there's a lot more competition in IIT than ever you imagined anywhere else. So yeah, it's and the campuses are beautiful. Like we had deers in our campus, we had black bucks in our campus, and wildlife was amazing. Like connecting, being a city girl, getting to connect with wildlife there is amazing. And everything is in the campus. Anything that you can imagine a city should have, whether it's school, whether it's hospital, post office, a temple or a river, not a river but a lake. Everything that you can imagine that a city will have, it's a mini city in itself. There are societies where faculty live in, and every department has their own building over there. So yeah, it's you never feel the need. There are buses going on in the campus, so it looks like you are in the city traveling. Yeah, there's no need to step outside of the campus while you're there.
Right. So I think that gives a beautiful description for IIT Madras, and I'm sure the way you have described it gives a very pretty and nice feeling of staying there at the campus. So I see a question here from Jishu, and that's a very pretty interesting question. Like, what is difficult, to face an IIT exam or to face the professors in it? I think that's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
So
is it for me or for Aniket?
Yeah, definitely you can answer it first, and then we'll come to Aniket, who is currently there in that mode.
Okay, so the special thing about IIT exams that you see, those are very carefully curated, and those are created in keeping in mind that these exams will set the bar for every other subject that is in the like India, that their professors will look into it, and they'll cruciate it, whether it's an easy question, whether it's a difficult question, like that. So that is kept in mind while making the exam. Another thing, professors give questions from their research work, so you won't find it anywhere else. The things that are happening in their labs, in their research work, those questions will be put in the question and you'll have to answer them. So
Right.
you can't really look into books and find out the answers, because you have to have an approach towards it. So yeah, both of them, like IIT exams are curated by IIT professors, but they're not so strict. They're also cool about it. One thing that happens in IIT is that we have classes in the night as well sometimes, like extra class at 9 p.m., after dinner 10 p.m. till 12 a.m. can also be a common
Mhm.
thing. So I hope that answers the question.
Right, absolutely. So coming to Aniket, Aniket, that was all about IIT Madras, and definitely further as we progress in the session, we'll get to know more. Since she has been there and has a whole lot of experience. So coming to you, Aniket, you are a current student at IIT Patna. So tell us about IIT Patna campus first. We want to know a bit about the campus.
Thanks. Thank you, Vagasri. Sorry to interrupt you. And let me make one correction you have been using all through. Like, I'm not currently studying at IIT Patna. I have
Okay.
graduated last year only. I'm currently working. So,
Okay.
yeah, so this was the correction.
Yes.
So, coming to
Thank
your
you.
question, yeah. So, coming to your question, like, I had graduated last year only. So, life at IIT is quite vibrant. You will enjoy the bit of it, like that 4 year or anything like 2 year or 4 year will be your best years in your life. Like you will have, as Mehak mentioned, this will be a current different city, different like village or a city than yeah, an ideal village or city that you have been to. Like you
Mhm.
don't need to go out for anything you want or anything you need. You will have like a sports club, you will have a cultural club, you will have a learning club, projects club, everything you want and you are interested in, you will find everything there. Like the you will find a student who is highly good at academics and as well as highly good at sports as well, who is represented at states level or national level as well. So you will find a group of people, you will find a group of students there that has like very different level of a skill set that you
Mhm.
don't can't find anywhere else. So the life there is quite good. I have enjoyed there. You will like everyone must have that in one lifetime, I must say. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so when we're talking about two different places, Madras and Patna, so two different areas of our country, and of course, the kind of cultural thing that happens in these two places are also very, very different for sure. Madras has a different kind of cultural thing happening, and definitely when we come to North, Patna IIT would have a different cultural thing. So, what exactly when we say about a day, a day in your life at IIT, how was it? How was your entire day scheduled? I mean, how did you
Yeah,
start from morning to evening, and what all things you had during that whole entire day? Aniket, you can start off.
yeah. So the day I would like to explain why like wake up at the 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. as per your class. Like if your class starts at 9 a.m., you wake up at 8:50 a.m. Every ITNs do that. If your class starts from 10 a.m., you wake up at 9:50 a.m. So my day also starts like that. I wake up at 8:50 a.m. or 9:50 a.m., then rush to mess and stand up in a long queue for food. Or someday, without taking food, just ran away for the classes. So pray to God, like the professor teaching is not that strict, so that he can allow you to attend the class late also.
Right. Right.
So like at 10 you started your classes, that classes will go like at 1 or 12 a.m. and then after that you rush back to hostel, go to mess for lunch, and then again from 2 a.m. 2 p.m. there is
Mm-hmm.
lab for 3 hours, like 2 to 5. So again you three continuously 3 hours you are in the lab, like uh, you will get mentally tired up, but that is good, like you will enjoy all the process. And after 5 you finally, after being all the tiredness of mind, you return back to hostel, and then 5 to late night you enjoy with your colleagues, you sleep, you dance, everything, like you enjoy in your hostels and all. And then again, morning you wake up at 10 minutes before rest to that the cycle continues, and you will enjoy it. Like you will wait for the weekend to come, and then the weekend will goes like it was 1 hour weekend. So yeah.
Right. So this was all about Aniket's life. So coming to you, Mehak, how was your day at IIT? How did you start your day, and what all was that? Was it similar? Can you relate to Aniket what he
No,
said?
it was very different. Yeah,
Okay.
my day used to start at 6 o'clock, so I couldn't like get ready in 10 minutes. Like that would give me anxiety. Okay, I have to go to class. Like in 10 minutes, I have to reach there. So my day almost started at 6 o'clock, and I used to have a quiet breakfast because I generally used to be the first one in mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aniket said, long queues are there near the time of class. So yeah, I didn't really like my mornings to be with noise. So that's why I decided like to be the first one, not the first one, but generally have a good amount of time with pace. So it started at 6. I used to get ready. I used to be at mess around 7. My classes were around 8. And my department from my hostel was walking distance of 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes. So yeah, from mess I used to walk to my department, and like Aniket said, hoping that the professor won't be that strict. So I had one professor who used to shut the doors at 8 a.m. dot. So you can't really play with that. Otherwise, and one thing important in IIT is attendance. That's really important. You can only take 3 to 4 leaves in one semester. So you need to really plan out your leaves. You can't just in one subject. So 3 to 4 leaves in one subject. I
Right.
You
used to
had to
have
make proxy.
classes. No, there was no proxy in our class, at least. That's yeah, because the professor, it was a 60 student class, and the professor knew the students very well, and there were no sheets like roaming around. So there were roll calls in a sense. That's why it wasn't possible for proxy as such. um, yeah, back to our classes till 2 p.m., almost
Mm-hmm.
1:30 2 p.m., and I didn't have any classes till like after lunch. So that's one difference. I used to be free around 2:30, and then mess, lunch, and then normal. I didn't like play around. Yeah, but there are clubs in IITs that you can join. There are different kinds of clubs which you can pay for. Like there's a semester fee like 1,500 or
Mm-hmm.
2,000. Uh, there are martial arts, drawing, and dance, salsa, you name swimming, you name it. It's all there. Extracurricular activity, yoga, extracurricular activities. So that can be done
Right.
if you want. I generally used to rest and then get back to studies because class work and everything. And used to have a stroll at around night in the campus for half an hour. That's how my day used to be like.
All right. So I think I mean both of them had a bit of difference day. I'm sure at IIT, as Mehak mentioned, she was very punctual in her time, an early waker, and doing everything on time and having a lot of time later on. And Aniket was more probably kind of quickly managing up things on time. So that's how we get to know of two different experiences. Okay, I see a lot of questions coming up in chat. So I would request, please, all of you, I know you have a lot of queries, and definitely we're going to try and get those answers from these two. But I really want you guys to please put the questions in the Q&A section so that we can, share these questions with them and get your queries solved regarding IT. So I would request all of you to please share your questions here in Q&A, and we'll definitely have a session in the last where we can, quickly take up your questions, right? Okay, so I did get a very interesting question which I want to take up right now, is about the IIT mess, because I see Aman over here who wants to know whether you have a different place for vegetarian and non-vegetarian mess in IIT. So I think he's very concerned about this. So Mehak, if you would like to answer that for IIT Madras, what kind of
Yeah, I
thing is
just
there?
answered him on chat as well. So yes, there is separate mess for there are at least 10 messes and food court that you can have from. So there you can find all kinds of North Indian, South Indian, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. From food court also you'll have the options to like pick up. That's also kind of a mess. And there is one another thing, Jain food that is served without any onions, and that source from the with taking care of mind those who believe in that food. So yeah, no onion, no non-veg in that mess, or those people from where they have procured from. So yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of messes. And food courts. Food courts have brands also, like some sandwich shops are branded, and fruit juices, ice cream parlors, like that.
Right. And Aniket, how was your at IIT Patna? How was the entire food system over there?
Yeah, pretty similar as Mehak mentioned. We have like different for vegetarians and non-vegetarians. We have for Jan foods also. Like Jan people can eat them like without onions and all.
Right.
Also, we had food court, so you have options to either procure coupons from Miss and take food from food courts. There are all also like a lot of branded food courts where you can
Right.
eat like Miss Cafe and all. So there are
Okay.
a lot of options. But yeah, the mess food is not that good. You will expect like, huh,
Okay, that comes
it's
an
I
not
honest
would
mess.
like to
answer.
differ. My mess luckily was very good. Like even in South India, I could find good North Indian food. So yeah, I yeah, I had a
So
different experience in my mess.
you were lucky. May have like in my IITs or my friends' IIT, like nowhere the mess food was
Yeah,
like pathetic.
yeah. In my mess, the food was so tasty that we used to have from mess only, not from food courts and everything.
Right, great.
I
I
wish.
think that really adds on to it. Okay, so I'll take another question from Hitesh, and he wants to know, can we visit IIT as a visitor? I mean, can they visit as a visitor, Mehak? You have any idea on this?
So when you go at the IIT gate, they'll require either an ID card or a mail or a reason for you to be there. Uh, if you like register, you can enter. You'll have to make an entry into it. You'll get a visitor's pass over there. It's
Mm-hmm.
possible, but recently because of COVID and before that, there were a lot of restrictions. And if you're going, go in the months where semester is on, not in break. So in break,
Okay.
they have more strict regulations to enter. And yeah, a lot of delivery people come in. So yeah, that's for sure that people can enter. Like you order Zomato, you order from Swiggy or Big Basket or whatever, they let you in. You have your Amazon parcels and all, they let them in. But yeah, you need a visitor's pass. They have a ticket system there, when you
Okay.
entered, when you exited.
Okay, so coming to Aniket, a very interesting question. I mean, I know it's quite an obvious question that will come here by the students. So Lakshman is here and he wants to know what makes IIT different from any other college or institute, for sure. Like, what makes it to that level? So you would like to take that, Aniket.
Yeah. So 3 points I would like to mention, and the first point is not at all a study. So the study is not that is making it different from other colleges. So in the era of online education, you can find anything that an IITian learns, you can also learn from your own from online resources. So that is not at all a thing that makes it different. So the first thing that makes it different is its culture. So how it has culturally develops itself, how to groom its students, like educational level, in level of inculcating different skills of cultural skills, technological skills, or participating in any like competitive events like Robocon, programming events. So how you the college has culturally grown up you up. And the second thing is the students, the
Mm,
peers that you met there. So you have a quite like different kinds of peer you have, and everyone have very different kind of skill sets. So the thing you will get to learn from them is like lifetime experience. So like very small thing you can take away from your peers, how they grasp things, how they come to a problem solving problem, and how they reach to a conclusion of anything. So that you
mm,
will learn nowhere. Like no online tutor or any tutor will give you that insist that you can learn from your buddies. And
right.
the third thing is like the IT brand. The brand itself make like if you go to any foreign institute for research purpose or anything else, like I have been to foreign and there only people knows one thing in India. Education institution means IIT. Like if you are
Okay.
from IIT, you are very good. There no need any certificate for your other thing. Like if you are IIT, you are welcome here. Like if you are from coming there for research purpose, for job, anything like. So the foreigners only know one thing, that is IIT. So these are the three things that make it different, and that not at all is a study. So that is the misconception that a study makes it different. So that's not the case.
Right. Mehak, you like to add something to this?
Yeah, I agree with Aniket that all the classes that our professors take are available on NPTEL. NPTEL is a platform where you get professors from ICERs and IITs. They upload their videos, and honestly, those are better than the content that is taught in class. So we also used to refer from there, and we read the same books that is referred in any other college. There is no difference in quality of education that anyone can get from anywhere in the world, because everything is available online for everyone. The only thing that makes IIT is the student culture that's there, that I agree with. Without it, without the competition, without the stress, in a way, people won't be there. But one thing that I don't fully agree with Aniket is on the IIT tag, because it gets you so far. After an year or maximum 2 year, that tag will not do anything for you if that's just kept aside. It will be forgotten very easily if you're not doing anything else. And after a point in career, like after 2 years, 3 years, once you're working, everyone forgets you're an IIT, and you have to prove yourself day and again, like anybody else in the world, right? So that, like, there might be some mentality in India about that, but that's not how the real world works. That's what I believe.
Right. And I think, Lakshman, that answers about your IIT tag that you have put up in chat. So I think Mehak has answered that no, that's not the only tag that will help you succeed in life. So I think that that is a good answer to that. Okay, coming to some other questions. If we talk about the courses which are offered, so how is BTech at IIT different from pursuing BTech at any other, engineering college? So, Aniket, if you would like to take that. Aniket, you there? Okay, Meg, can we start with this question, please?
Yeah, so I don't know much about BTech, but one thing that I know, the kind of quality work, research work that is there, the equipments that you get to make, like BTech also, if you're doing in any other branch like mechanical, or you want to have resources, you want to have your lab, where you can work. So in IIT Madras, there is one separate, very big infrastructure that is created only for electrical engineering and machine working. Like actual parts are built there, they are scraped. The students only are the mechanics of it, like they have to do everything there. So that facility is available. I think that's the difference. Yeah, Aniket, maybe you can pick this up.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was disconnected for long.
yeah.
What
So we
happened?
just we just had a question about like how BTech pursuing at IIT will be different, pursuing BTech at some other engineering college.
I guess I have mentioned in my last answer. Like my perspectives were with BTech only. I've been
Okay.
not to MTech or MSc, so my perspective
Mm-hmm.
was same. So I like to mention that thing only. So the exposure and the friend circle you will get, you will learn from your colleagues only. The discussion you will have long night discussions regarding problem solving, regarding programming,
Mm-hmm.
regarding the clubs and any competitions. That thing will make different from other colleges, because you will not find that kind of peer which you find in IIT. There are like-minded
Mm-hmm.
people, there are like academic backgrounds people. So that one thing. And the second thing is like I already mentioned the clubs and all, which gives you exposure, which
Right.
the private college, because the clubs and all are made by the students only. As Mehak mentioned, the students are the mechanic only. They run all these things. So the first point is similarly like correlated to the second point.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, or in all this, like, conclusion is that the students there only make the difference, that you will not find anywhere. Also, one thing, like, the private colleges need not have that research facility. If you are interested in any research activity or like that, so in private colleges you will not find like any professors of that caliber, like that you will find in IIT. Like, they may be at worst at teaching, but they are best in the research work. You will, like,
Right.
you will get guidance, research back. You will not get anywhere in any other colleges. And the research equipments you will get at IT, I don't think you will get at any other places. So that do 2 or 3 things that make it different if you are doing BTech from any other college other than IT.
So not to
Right.
comment on the professors, but there is a culture there. We have startups in our college. So there is in IIT Madras, there's a research park that we have dedicated, like we have dedicated research in, and there are startup companies there made by the students and the professors. So
Okay.
they are the professors might be doing some role, and the students are procreating the whole thing. There are many startups happening, and they are actually selling things in the market because using that technology. So research park is completely solely dedicated to that. So
Okay.
that I don't think so is available anywhere else.
Right. So
That
so I
culture
think
of it.
so I think the lab is a very good and an important thing. The research labs are again a very important part at IIT that none other institute might offer in that similar terms. Right. All right. So let's take some more questions that I could see here. Okay, so I am getting a lot of questions regarding the different courses which are being offered at IIT. I mean, some of them want to know about robotics, and some of them want to know about architecture branch. Some of them want to know about computer science. So there are a lot of things that I could see here. I mean, a lot of courses they want to know. So, Mehak, briefly, if you could like help them, what all
Yeah,
major
sure.
courses are there?
And this is one thing that is not circulated much. So IIT is not only for BTech, it has MTech, it has PhD, it has MSc, it has MBA, and it has design also. So if you want to go in interior design, or you want to go in, any design component, IIT gives you that offer as well. So you can get BTech has aeronautics. Some places I know IIT Kanpur has a huge Air Force aeronautics thing like that. You
Right.
know and other than that, it might be selective. Few courses might be available at some IITs, but that is easily available on the website of which courses you can apply on. Other than BTech, there is like I said, there's MTech as well. So I have seen students coming in from for MTech in CSE or other branches, and in the first 6 months they were able to bag an internship from HCL or from Dell for like about 6 months they have been here. It's not like they have learned a huge amount. They are from normal college BTechs, right? And in MTech, they're leveling, like they're increasing their level there in such a short period of time. So that tells you like Aniket said, the power of the tag, right? The power of the opportunities that you're given there. Those
Mhm.
internships are coming because of IIT, right?
Right.
So MSc, that which I did, is also there. It's in physics, chemistry, maths. These are the three, science subjects, research subjects that we have there. PhDs are also offered there in each branch. Like if even computer science PhD is offered in IITs. Then coming on to MBA, you can give like MBA, like IIM is there. Similarly, IIT is there for MBA. So yeah, a lot of things to offer, many courses to get into IIT if that's your main goal.
Right. Okay. So I think that's a lot of courses. So coming to Aniket, I just wanted to know, are all the courses across all IIT campuses the same? Do they offer the same courses, or there might have, differences? Like, what is offered? What all courses are offered at IIT Patna? Yes, Aniket.
Yeah, yeah. The courses offered differ from ITs to ITs.
Okay.
Like, the old ITs offer some like more courses than the newer ITs.
Okay.
Coming back to, like, at IIT Patna, we have in BTech programs we have 6 like engineering courses. That is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, computer science engineering, chemical and civil engineering. The newly is also added last year, I guess, metallurgy engineering. So
Okay.
that all the engineering part that is in the BTech. In
Mm-hmm.
MTech, there is one more like mechatronics and the BLSI that's get splitted into MTech. Like the electrical and electronics get splitted into 5 parts in MTech. Like, and you get to know about VLSI, about the signals and systems. So there are, if you targeting at the BTech level, then there are 6 or 7 courses that are offered at the BTech level in IIT Patna, and in other IITs there are 2, 3, 4 like aeronautical, mechatronics, and the integrated physics also you will get at different IITs also. Yeah.
Right.
So that depends on IIT.
Okay. Okay. So I think they have, I think they've understood what exactly the courses are offered, particularly at these two campuses when we're talking. Okay. I'd like to take some more questions. Okay. Bala Sriram is very worried about the work pressure in IIT, and he wants to know, okay, is there any work pressure in IIT? If yes, then how do you manage it, the kind of work pressure that you have? So, Aniket, would you like to start with that?
So we don't have any work pressure at IIT. We have a study pressure at IIT. Work pressure now I am facing in a company. So there we don't have any work pressure. We have study pressure. So like the pressure is there, but it is up to you how you handle, because there is no one to scold you. Like the how you score will reflects on your CG. So the better your CG is, the better your chances for higher studies or for jobs and different opportunities, research opportunities. So the pressure is there. Like as I mentioned, like there are 4 hours of classes, then 3 hours of lab. Then every week you have a class test. Then every month you have an exam. That exam will be counted for your final semester exam. So there is like every week you wake up and you find out, yeah, another exam. So this happens every time, like every day and now. Like there is lab exam coming, there is this course exam coming, and then suddenly professor announces, today I will take a surprise quiz, and that's we are gone. Like we also get 0 marks in that also, because we study mainly 1 week before the exams. Like I study 90% of the
Okay.
IIT students study. I was among one of them. So I studied 1 week before the exam. So if any professor took surprise cues, I was surprised. Like I got 0 or negative. If they're negative options, I would get negative marks also in surprise cues. So yeah, that depends. The pressure is there, but that depends how you handle that. Most of the time you study from your peers and you manage that. Like it is manageable. You are like thrown into that sphere, and you will learn to manage it. That's it.
Right, right. So, Mehak, would you like to add on, or you have a different view to this?
Yeah. No, see, one thing I don't think many people know this, but IITs generally have relative marking. I don't know if IIT Patna had that. Did it, Aniket? Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
most
yeah.
IITs have relative marking. So what relative marking is, that if you're scoring 50, you won't actually, it won't reflect as 50. It can also become 40. If your peers are scoring 90 or 80, and so it's all relative. The highest person getting the marks will set the bar for everyone, how much everyone else is scoring, because it's in relative terms for like that. So the pressure is very high student wise, not from college but from student, because they're like, if we score less, and if somebody else scores more, we might fail, because failing percentage is also very high. You have to pass in every subject, otherwise there are actual re-exams. It's not like hoax that re-exams happen. Many of my classmates have given re-exams in the break that were given to us, like winter break or summer break, like that. You fail, you give the exam again, right? And that's like, that will calculate the whole percentage. There's a big thing there. Pressure is from students, and the amount of work, the amount of study material you have, and you have to go extra. You can't depend on your classwork. You have to go into books, you have to practice questions more, otherwise. And yeah, every 3 weeks we used to have our exams, or like minor exams, 2 minors and then 1 major, and they used to be back to back. So 5 subjects, 6 subjects in 2.5 days you have to get over with. And one day you will have 2 exams, in the first half and in the second half. So you don't get much sleep in exam week, and every day, every week is an exam week almost. Yeah. So the pressure is there.
Okay. So just adding, since we were talking about the pressure thing, so many students they report about this academic pressure at IITs, and the fear of they have this kind of fear of not landing a proper job, and because of that, they are into some kind of mental pressure, and they are into a different mental zone that really affects their future thing and their family itself. So does IIT, offer some kind of facilities that help them to counsel and, to calm them down and to ease out their pressure and to make them understand that that is not going to work. So does IIT offer some kind of facilities to students? Mehak, would you like to start with that?
Yeah, so IIT Madras had a foundation of Your Dost or Dost. They
Okay.
had wellness, counselors and everything. But honestly speaking, the counselor was supposed to sit in the library, that like they have a room there, but I have never seen anyone sitting in that room.
Okay.
And they have like this foundation, and they send out mails of counseling but I have never actually seen it happening. So it might be happening and I might not know it, but not according to me. Like, they have it on the upper layer, but I don't think so they have it in the inner layer.
Okay. So Aniket, did you have a similar kind of facilities at IIT Patna?
Yeah. Like we also had the Dost counselor. So we never had that counselor, like the so-called counselor. We never had that in our campus. So there is pressure, like you will go through the pressure situation, and you will have to learn from it, because institute will not do nothing for your pressure. What you are going through, institute will do nothing. So you have to be that mentally strong, because it's foolish like you do such a steps in your mental pressure. Like it's your life, you
Agree.
have to handle that. Yeah, the college must do something, like the college do yoga on regular basis, but the students never join. Yeah, so you
No, I
have to be
used to go to
mentally.
yoga, but it wasn't like for that purposes. Yeah, it was a course.
Yeah,
Continue, please. Yeah.
yoga was not meant for that mental purposes. Yeah, so the
Mm-hmm.
kind of there is not the study pressure that make you mentally big. That is the peer pressure, because like in a job fair, all your peers are getting selected in a high paying jobs, and you are not going through. You are
Right.
not cracking the exam. So that is a very difficult phase of life. I have been through personally. If I would share like experience, like I was not like first day I went unselected, and boom, then fourth day I bagged a big offer.
Right.
So that's part and parcel of life. You've been through a 3 days of hard work, like you've been through mental pressure, but you have to learn to stay with it. Like you have to deal with it. Institute doesn't provide anything like that.
So coming back to the day to day instead of major things, like it gets overwhelming, but because everyone is facing it, you have to have a social group to, discuss about these things. Uh, Institute does have walks in my, like IIT Madras used to have weekend walks, organized like morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock weekend walks where you can relax. And that was wellness walks or something like that. You can join that if you're feeling it, but generally weekends students don't wake up early. And yeah, the success rate of that coming in is very low.
Right. Okay. So I see another question, which is, I would say, rather interesting, which comes from Parv Jain, and he wants to know why fees of IIT is so high as it is a government college. So, Mehak, do you have any explanation for this, or would you like to
Yeah,
tell
so
us
I
something?
have been from DU in my bachelor's. So the fees there was very low compared to IIT, a fraction of it, right? So this question comes back to the structure that they provide, the facilities that they provide. It comes at a cost. It's not, if you're willing, like living in a city of its own, you'll have to pay a little higher than just the college building.
Right, right. So, Aniket, you relate to this answer?
Yeah, kind of. I relate to that. Like fees is not that much. Yeah, it's high, but not that much as compared to other private colleges. But there is a thing, like 90% of the students at IIT doing BTech don't pay fee. Like how is that work? Like if your family income is below 1 lakh, then your fees get 100% what's that called?
Waived off.
Waived off.
Okay.
Yeah, and if
So
your
instead
family
of,
income is at one, yeah, sorry,
yeah,
man.
Aniket, please continue, please. Yeah.
So if your family is going to be between 1 to 5 lakh, then like 66% of your fees is waived off. So eventually it comes down to 90% of the students are not paying that much of high fees, only 10%,
Okay.
and who can
Okay.
who that 10% can afford to pay that fees. So it is reasonable, I guess. It
Okay.
is
Adding
reasonable.
on to
So
that, there are
fees is
also
not
scholarships available. Sorry, yeah. There are a lot of scholarships available that you can apply to, and if there are merit scholar, like I got 2 year merit scholarship, that's based on your grades. If you score above a certain limit or certain percentage of your class, you get a certain amount of money per month, like per monthly basis. So there are a lot of scholarships also that people have applied to, that they get 40,000 or 50,000, like X amount from that scholarship.
Right, right. So I'll like to take certain questions that I'm getting here. So Shambhavi wants to know, do all IITians get a decent placement? May you like to take that?
Yeah, that's a very interesting and very good question, I must say. IIT campus placement is there, and you need to have a certain CGPA to actually appear in it. But does CGPA define your placement? No, it does not, because where I was placed, it was the highest in my MSc all over, like in all physics, chemistry, maths, and it was open for all, all domains. So CGPA does not matter there, because I was placed with a person, another person that was placed got lower CGPA than me. So it depends upon your interview and on your test. So there are tests also before the interview round. There are 2 to 3 to 4 levels of rounds that you have to clear for placement.
Right.
And not everybody gets a decent, only 10% or 15, depends upon the course you're attending. You can check out the stats. Those are readily available on the website. How many students got placed in which company, the number, the percentage of it. So in my class, only 10% students got placed from IIT.
Okay, okay, okay. I'd like to move to some other questions. Okay, there's another person who wants to know, who says that branch really matters. He or she loves CSC. So he wants to know that can we leave IIT just because he is not getting the CSC branch? Aniket, would you like to suggest him something?
No, 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 no. Branch doesn't matter. It matters up to some extent, but if you are getting IT, just don't leave it because of branch. If you are getting even metallurgy or like environmental science even at IIT, just grab it, because like companies will come and will not judge at your like branch. For example, the software companies, the analytics company, there are a lot of varieties of company will come which will shortlist you not because of your branch but because of your skills. The test they will conduct, the interviews they will. So if you are really like, if you are saying that you are interested in the computer science, then you can do your computer science stuff with your other branch also. Like you can go with civil and do your computer science stuff and even you can get placed. Like I am an electrical and I am getting placed in software company. So that is very normal in IITs. Like everyone gets placed in
That's
every
the
other
norm,
branches.
actually.
That
That's
branch is
what
not a
happens
yeah.
generally. Yeah. Everyone is preparing, one is preparing for software or analytics company, and they open it for all. Anyone from any department can come and attend their placement test. So that's open for all, and everyone in the first beginning, before 6 months of placement is doing coding. They are having placement coding sessions and everything. So yeah, that's branch does not matter at all. If you
Right,
want to pursue another branch, it's on you.
right. So let's just come to some other questions. If you talk about the social life at IIT, or the relation or bonding between teachers, the faculties and students. So how's that at IIT? Mehak, you could start with that.
So the teachers are amazing. The department teachers, the support that we had were phenomenal. I remember one scenario related to this. So I generally sat in the first or the second row of it. Aniket might be saying that he might be a backbencher, but yeah, yeah. I usually used to. So in that class, I was in the first row, and I was so quantum chemistry was going on, and quantum chemistry is not just chemistry; it's quantum physics only. So the same professor taught us, right? So I was having a little doubt. My face showed that I'm having some problem in it, and the professor taught 3 times just because of the expressions on my face. And once I was like, yeah, my face showed a samajh aa gaya. I understood it. So the professors start, "Acha, now I think everyone has understood. So let's, move ahead." So that's the kind of support we get from the professors.
Right. And how was yours experience at IIT Patna, Niket?
Yeah, that was good, but my relation with professor was not that much as good as Mehak, because
Okay.
I didn't attended that much classes. Only
Mhm.
I used to attend 50% of the classes, and rest 25% was my proxy, because I had to maintain a 25% mark. So
Okay.
I used to study, I used to prefer NPTEL videos from the same professor from in
Hmm.
online, rather than going to the same professor's class, because that professor is very in flow, go in the flow, and is dealing in another verse. Like he's doing quantum physics, he's teaching electrical, and suddenly he goes into quantum physics and all. So I really don't enjoy sitting in the class and studying with the professors. Yeah, some professors were really good. I used to like my attendance in two professors was nearly 100%, because he teaches in a way that everyone would love.
Right.
Even the backbencher of the bench is interested, is not sleeping in his class. It is some professors are too good in studying, not much, only 2 to 3% are like that.
Right,
I'll be
but
honest.
let me just add on here. We do not enhance, or we do not promote being giving proxies in your class to students. We do not really promote that.
Obviously, don't do that.
So I just wanted to add on that caution line that we are not promoting that. You have to attend your classes. You have to be there in your classes
So
and study well. Right? Yes,
coming to that point, why you should attend classes is because a lot of questions come from class notes that they just generally speak, and if you don't write them down, you will miss out on some classes marks, and nobody else will give you your their original notes, their most time taken notes, because it's relative marking, and everyone is like, "Acha, theek hai, you take only the class notes that they discussed, chota chota chota," like that. So yeah, do
right.
attend classes, guys.
Right. Okay. I'll just quickly take up the questions from the students, because I know they have a lot of questions and we really want to answer all of them within the time span. Okay. Shreyash want to know, if I want to start up in IIT, is it possible to do in a first year? Mehak, if you would quickly like to answer on this.
So you can join a startup that a professor is already in. They have their, openings there every 6 months. So they get new students in. You can approach that professor. They'll hire you in the sense that you'll work for them. That will be considered as WorkX, but you can't make your own startup in first year. You have to join someone else's startup first.
Right. I'll just go to some other questions. Okay. Niketa says, she wants to know, how are the CG marks calculated? Aniket, if you would like to answer that.
Aniket, you're on
Aniket,
mute.
you are on mute. Just a second.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So as Mehak already mentioned, that it is based on the relative marking. So suppose if the topper gets 50 marks out of 100, so his marks will be 100 for comparison purposes. So the CG is calculated based on that. The top 10% would get 10. If there is a rule,
Mhm.
in our IT, that the rule is 5% will only get 10, then
Mhm.
10% will get 9 CG, and 15% will get 8, and so on, the decreasing. So the top 5% of the student, rather you the topper is get 50 marks or 10 marks, you will get 10. So the
Okay.
top
So
5% will
it's
get
different in
points.
my place, because it's based on average. If you score 1.5 times of average, only then you get a 10 CGPA, which is very difficult to get. Imagine if
Okay.
somebody, the average is 60, and 1.5 times will be, a lot of marks to score. So yeah, it depends IIT to IIT.
Right. Okay. I see a question which is coming up repeatedly by Ishita. Okay, Ishita, I'm taking up your question. Can you give your views about architecture branch in IITs? Mehak, if you could help a bit with the branch architecture, if you have
I
any
don't
knowledge for
have
that.
much knowledge about that, but mm, yeah,
I
I
don't
can't,
think any IT have architecture branch.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, Ishita can always question us with her on our website and we can help you out with that. Okay, just I want to take some other questions. Bala Sriram wants to know, is swapping subject available in IT? If I get electrical, is it possible to change to CSE after first semester? So, Mehak, would you like to answer that?
So I think there is a certain criteria of CGPA that you need to have for upgrading yourself to another branch. But there are always optional available, so you can select optional subjects that other courses are doing. So you have that subject in your course, even if you're not shifting to CSE.
Right. Okay. I'll take another question. Aniket, I would like you to answer this. So Shubhayu wants to know, is it compulsory to crack JEE Advanced to be an IITian? Aniket, if you'd like to help him with this.
No, no. If you want to do BTech from IIT, then you need to crack JEE Advanced. And otherwise, there is GATE exam for MTech. If you want to do MTech from IIT, you have to get good rank at GATE. And if you want to do MSc from IIT, then you have to crack JAM exam. So it depends.
And for
what
PhD,
want
you
to
need
do
to
from
crack NET, and MBA, I think CAT itself.
No,
Okay.
No,
MBA is
MBA is
also
not
from
from
IIT.
CAT.
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll just another question from Shazil. Procedure to join IIT to do masters. If you guys can help it out. Aniket, if you'd like to help in this.
Yeah.
I,
What were the questions? Sorry.
Procedure to join IIT to do masters.
Yeah, I already mentioned, like, you have to attend GATE exam, that is organized
no,
by
no.
any IIT in rotation.
I'll take that. I have done my masters from
Yes,
there,
please,
so
Manik,
maybe.
please.
Yeah. So
Sure.
procedure is to appear for JAM exam, JAM exam. You get a cutoff there. First of all, you get a rank there. Each IIT has their own cutoffs, that till this rank they'll take this amount, like that, and then approximately 500 till 500 rank you get into IIT as such. And for top IITs like the sister IIT 7, old IITs, you need to have under 150 rank. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. So I'll just take last one question. I want both of you to, tell them about your scores in mains and JEE, because they're very curious to know about both of your scores, and you were a gold medalist. So may I like quickly tell them about that thing also?
So my CGPA was 9.25.
And you were gold medalist.
I love the reaction. Oh, voila.
And you were gold medalist for, just mention that also for them.
Chemistry, masters in chemistry.
Right. And Aniket, what was your CGPA, if you would like to tell them?
Yeah, my college my CGPA was 8.25.
Okay, so I think that answers their question. And since we're running short of time, so yes, I think that really well answers a lot of questions. But if any of your question remains unanswered or unattended, we always do tell you that you can always share your questions with us on our website. We have a provision for you where you can share your questions. Our experts are there to help you out. So let me just share the link with all of you. You can come up to this link, share your queries, so our experts and panelists can help you out with any kind of queries, and we will be happy to help you out for that. And also, another thing that I'd like to mention here is I've seen a lot of questions related to JEE preparations and advanced JEE advanced preparation. So let me just inform all of you, we are going to post, about this JEE exam next week itself. So please keep a tab on our LinkedIn pages, on shiksha.com LinkedIn pages. So there you will get all the details regarding the upcoming webinar. So do not miss that out. Yesterday itself, we had a webinar. So you can always check on our YouTube channel over there. You'll find the entire video. Okay, so I have one YouTube question that I'd like to take, which is a very curious question. How much time on average an IITian spent in libraries? Aniket, I would like you to start with this. This is a very curious question that I've got from YouTube.
What is a library? Sorry.
So how much time, on an average, have you spent in library?
That was a joke. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't went to library.
Okay.
I never went to library. Yeah.
Okay, and Mehak,
So,
what about you?
Yeah, so on weekends, you will see, there are timings that library are open from 9 a.m. or on weekends, it's a little later than 9 a.m. maybe. And it closes on weekdays, it closes at 12 a.m. And on weekends, I think 5 p.m. they close at. So that's the amount of time, maximum amount of time. On weekends, generally everybody sits from 10 to 5 if they want to like be in library. I used to go to library every day, but then weather changed and AC was too strong, so I used to study at home because of that.
Eventually,
Alright,
you
so I
will be
think,
forced to
On an
study at
average,
home most of the
coming
time.
to the answer, sorry, 4 to 5 hours a day.
all right, I
I've
think
seen
that
people sitting there for 12 hours as well. So
Right. Also, I'll request all the students, you could see a feedback poll on your screen. So please do fill up the feedback form, as it's very important for us to get your feedback and help us improvise for the later webinars. And I did mention about the JE session. So please keep a tab on our LinkedIn pages, on our Instagram pages. We are coming up soon with the sessions in the next week. So we'll request all of you to register yourself and get your queries solved. And lastly, definitely, I would like to thank both of you for sharing all your experiences and that amazing information. And I hope the session was an interesting one for all of you who have attended. And we could try solve some of your queries. But if you have missed the webinar, you can find these all videos on our Shiksha's YouTube channel. So kindly do not forget to subscribe it. And thank you everyone for joining us here on this webinar. Lastly, Aniket and Mehak, one piece of advice you like to say to all the students. Mehak, you could start with.
Yeah, so my advice would be IIT is amazing, but don't think that it's everything, because like I said, it stays there for a period of time. And if you're getting any other college, do not think that, oh, I'm lesser or something, because life is very long, and this is a very small fraction of your life, so it won't matter in the long run.
And Aniket, what would you like to advise them?
Yeah, for all the preparing the students for IT, I like to tell them like study hard, like be focused. Like this is the thing, like you need this. If you went into IT, like you will need understand its worth. And if not IT, don't be worried. Like there are many colleges, there are in IT, there are private colleges. There are again chances from masters in IIT. So like, but if you are study right now, be focused in your study. Like if you are studying 6 hours only per day, but be focused in that time frame. That's it.
Right.
And
So I
also, if you
think,
think that you
yes.
don't want to go for JE like me, like I was never a JE aspirant. I always knew that I have to be in research and work.
Right.
So don't worry about that. Engineering is not the end of science, guys. There is a lot of research work in good universities happening. All the scientists that you hear of, Einstein was not an engineer. He was and our physicist like Marie Curie was not an engineer. She was a chemist and a physicist. So don't worry about that. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much on that note. And thank you all of you. I could see all of your chats over here. Thank you. And it's my pleasure to help you address all the queries. And I've shared the Insta ID also. So just follow us on our Instagram and LinkedIn pages, and we will have all the updates related to that over there. So if you have any queries, you can always reach out to us, and we can help you connect with the experts and the panelists as well. So thank you again, all of you. And I hope it was a useful session for all of you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Bhagya.